Good morning, everybody. This is Rodney. I'm the Georgia Web Warrior, and this is our regular Thursday, 11 a.m. Facebook Live. We've got a pretty confusing topic for you today. Uh, the other day, actually, it was in 2019 when you could still go places. I came to a building, and you'll see as soon as this uh, presentation is over with, I'm going to post the photo of the elevator button, so everybody in the replay should be able to see it. But I came into a building and went to the elevators, and I was on the first floor, and the elevators had three buttons on it. So I did what I thought was normal. I pushed what appeared to be which was the top button. I pushed it, and it had a blue light on it, so I figured I was good. I was waiting on the elevator, and security guard and I were talking for a minute, and some lady came up, and we started talking for a little bit, and we realized that the elevators weren't coming. None of them. There was two elevators there, and she and I, the lady and I, had been talking for about a good 5 minutes, and the elevator had not come. We didn't know why. Well, it turns out we had to push another button. Uh, and the security guard finally, after some time, showed us what button to push, and we went up and we went to the seminar. Yes, I did say seminar, not webinar, because this was back in 2019 when you could still go and meet people, new people, and go to seminars instead of these damn webinars all the time. But it is what it is. So the button that had to be pushed was a different button, and it was really weird because I thought about it for a minute. It's like I'm on the first floor. Why are there three fucking buttons for me to push? Um, and why did it take so long for the security guard to let us know that that the right button was not pushed? And I I got a bit agitated about that. And so I figured I'd do what every internet marketing agency would do. I created a page on my website, thegeorgiawebwarrior.com, and it's called "What is Conversion Rate Optimization?" As a matter of fact, the URL for it, and I'll post it later, but it's thegeorgiawebwarrior.com/home/ what is conversion. Use the words "what is conversion rate optimization," but put a dash between each one. That's what Yoast will do for you. It will, make things difficult for people to go to because you have to put those dashes in between words. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. And how is that relevant to your website? So what do elevator buttons and your website have in common? Well, the answer is most websites are confusing as hell. And Seth Godin, one of my favorite actors, talks about something called the lizard brain. And the lizard brain is the amygdala, and it is responsible for the fight or flight situation in your brain. And so when it is triggered in any way, that it's confused or it's agitated or anything like that, the amygdala has two responses. Either it'll send you into a fight and do the necessary biometric changes to make sure you don't bleed out if you get a little cut or something like that, and or it will tell you to run and get the fuck out of there. Well, with 3 elevator buttons, I was very confused, and with a lot of websites, you can get confused. If you'll look at the homepage of my website, thegeorgiawebwarrior.com, what I've done with it is I have answered the question why. I've asked the question. No, I answered the question. Sorry. Why somebody is at that page. And it's very specific. You are at my page because you want more customers. It's pretty simple. So I let them know that I understood why they are at my page. Right at the top, all the bullshit out of the way. No flashing text like from the 1990s to distract them or piss them off. And I just made it real clear what I can help you with. If you are here because you want more customers at my website, then that is something I can help you with. I've been doing that for the last 5 years for people. And it's customer acquisition is only part of it, though. Once you get customers, and that's why I made the page what is conversion rate optimization. You have to refine your pages and then refine it again and then refine it again. It's kind of like the 80-20 rule. 80% of the work that you do is going to be wasted and is bullshit, and the other 20% is going to be very successful. So what you do is you throw out the 80% and you focus on the 20%. Same thing holds true for website visitors, and that's what we're talking about. So you take the 20% of the website visitors that are responding to you and ignore the 80% because they don't matter anyway. So you answer things for the 20%, you take care of that 20%, and then you go down a little deeper and you 80-20 that 20%. So 80% of the 20% is not exactly, they're not there yet. They still have some questions. They're not ready to buy, and you send them in a different direction. But the 20% that are ready to buy, then you lead them through your buying process. You ask them what they're looking for specifically. Are they looking for tinctures? Are they looking for smokables like carts? Are they or flour? Are they looking for edibles like sour gummies? My favorite. If anybody wants to get on my good side, send me some sour gummies. But anyway, the whole point of this is that you have to be very attentive to your customer. You have to figure out where they are in the buying process because there's many different steps in the buying process. You can't assume everybody that hits your web page is ready to buy your next latest and greatest product. You're going to wind up with a huge bounce rate. And that's the other part of the story. I've seen pages with 100% bounce rates. Now, what the hell good is that page, and what is it doing for you, or what is it doing for anybody? You throw that page out and you rewrite it with something that people care about. Don't just leave the pages on your website that have got huge bounce rates because nobody gives a shit about them, and it's not helping you. What it actually is doing is hurting your SEO. As is a bounce rate. If you have a high bounce rate, your SEO is not going to put your SEO, the way that your SEO is done is not going to put you on page 1 of Google. You might be on page 15 if you're lucky. If you have a high bounce rate, you can forget it. Doesn't matter what page of Google you're on. You're wasting your visitors. So and the same thing is true with offers. You can find out some of your offers are working for you and some of them aren't. Well, throw those out that are not working for you. Don't use them again. Find new stuff. The only thing that holds true and steadfast is change. And so things change, and they have changed. Things like sliders. People don't like sliders. I've seen studies where people have used sliders versus people that have not, and sliders suck. Get rid of them. You know, the human brain has a 7 second attention span. So you've got 7 seconds to get somebody's attention. Now, let me ask you a question. I just checked one of my pages and it loads in 7.1 seconds. Can you guess what it has? Well, it has a high bounce rate. So I have to fix some loading issues and some speed issues on my website. And there's a wonderful tool that Google has. It's called Dash. I can't talk. It it might be this D8 that I'm puffing on. But anyway, if the attention span is 7.7 seconds and you've got a website for 7.1 seconds, you're going to have a huge bounce rate. The website that you want to check out is Google Page Speed. Now, if you will actually Google page speed, it will bring up its own page and you can check your page speed. If what you want to look for in the first part is time to meaningful paint, I believe is what it is. And that particular particular answer to that should be obviously less than 7 seconds. I think first meaningful paint, that's what it's called. It obviously should be less than 7 seconds. I checked it. Mine was 7.1 seconds. So that's one reason that I'm getting a high bounce rate. So it's and once I fix that, I expect that bounce rate to be a much lower amount, because it pretty much says on the page what is the title for the link is what is conversion rate optimization. And so I think it's pretty clear, people should click on it if they want to find out more about conversion rate optimization. And I talk about actually this exact scenario that you and I have been talking about for a little while now. I talk about, elevator buttons and how they relate to your website. And I talk about most of what we've talked about here today, the bounce rate and how that relates to your SEO. If you confuse the customers, you're not really doing any good. Like those elevator buttons were confusing as hell. So I'd like you to look at that, and it probably explains it a little bit better than I did today, because I wrote that when I wasn't on D8. But things are what they are. So what I'd like to do is kind of end this asking y'all a question. I created a post here just a few seconds before I started the Facebook Live, and it has on there, what do you guys want to hear about? What types of situations do you face on a daily basis, or what has got you, your head messed up, basically? What would you like to hear more about or learn more about? The accounting season, the tax season is about to come up. Hopefully, I'm going to get somebody that is a tax expert that can talk to us about LLCs and things like that for our U.S. audience. And so, things like that. Are you having issues with taxes? So I'll get a tax expert out. If you're having problems in other areas, let me know in that post. It's in CBD seller support, and I just created it. let me know in that what issues you're facing, and I will gear these Facebook Lives that we do every Thursday at 11 a.m. Central Eastern. I'm sorry, I don't know where the hell I'm at. It's 11 a.m. Eastern time. We do these every Thursday at 11 o'clock. They last about 15 minutes, some of them, and some of them go to 30. And I actually had one that went to an hour. It was a great show, and you guys should look for it. But the guy was so interesting. That show went actually for an hour, but the majority of them are 15 minutes to no later than 30 minutes. My goal is 20 minutes. This is going to be about a 15-minute one, y'all, because I'm not going to sit here and ramble. I really appreciate y'all watching this. And if you are here live, if you don't mind just putting in the hashtag live. And if you are here watching a replay, that's great too. We love to have you watch live. It's every Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. We do this. But if you're watching on a replay, just type hashtag replay. And that lets me know that people actually see this. Sometimes I look up here and the customer count or the viewer counts aren't exactly what I was thinking it should be or what I want to get to. But if I've got people watching on replay, then that'll make me feel better. Let me know I'm doing something right. So you guys go make some money. That's the reason we have this and keep this short, is I don't want to keep y'all from your stores. So go make some money today, and I'll talk to y'all next Thursday at 11 a.m. Bye now.